I don't believe that it will shock you that Donald Trump put out a statement yesterday on Truth Social,
Truth Central,
in which he goes full Putin on the Russia-Ukraine war. The statement, I think you will also not be shocked to hear, is riddled with inaccuracies and exaggerations and misleading narratives, and it attempts to shift the blame from Russia invading Ukraine from Putin to Zelensky and to Biden. The invader is not to blame for the invasion. The invaded is to blame, and Joe Biden is to blame. Here is the statement from Donald Trump. Think of it. A modestly successful comedian, Vladimir Zelensky, talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that couldn't be won, that never had to start, but a war that he, without the US and Trump, will never be able to settle. The United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed, while the United States will get nothing back. Why didn't sleepy Joe Biden demand equalization and that this war is far more important to Europe than it is to us? We have a big, beautiful ocean of separation. On top of this, Zelensky admits that half of the money we sent him is missing. He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukrainian polls, and the only thing he was good at was playing Biden like a fiddle. A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast, or he is not going to have a capital C country left. In the meantime, we are successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia, something I'll admit only Trump and the Trump administration can do. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelensky probably wants to keep the gravy train going. I love Ukraine, but Zelensky has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions have unnecessarily died, and so it continues. See, folks, it is Zelensky to blame for everything, not the invading force of Putin. Now, just about everything Trump says here is untrue. He says the U.S. spent $350 billion. The U.S. has committed $75 to $100 billion. Much of it is military equipment. Much of it is humanitarian aid to Ukraine since the war began. Does it matter? Is $75 billion not a lot? No, $75 billion is a lot, but it's not $350 billion. And of course, they love to pretend that it's cash that we are sending when it mostly is not. Trump says it is a war that couldn't be won, that never had to start. Now, of course, the war didn't have to start, but it's wrong to go after Zelensky for that because it is Russia that invaded Ukraine. It's Russia that violated international law. It's Russia that violated Ukraine's sovereignty. Trump insists that the U.S. has spent $200 billion more than Europe. The reality is that while the U.S. has contributed more than any single European country, collectively, European countries have provided substantial aid, and that includes military support, that includes taking in endless numbers of refugees. Trump claims that Zelensky is admitting half the money we gave them is missing. No credible source can confirm that Zelensky said that. There have been reports of corruption concerns. Those happen in any situation where countries provide aid. The U.S. has strict oversight mechanisms in place. Trump says that Zelensky is refusing to have elections. The reality is that Ukraine postpones elections during martial law, during the war. I don't like it. I'll be honest, I don't like it. To call Zelensky a dictator is, of course, very much inaccurate. And it is consistent with Ukrainian law. Ukrainian law says that during martial law, you don't hold elections. Ukraine is a democracy. Postponing elections during wartime is not unusual. It has historical precedent. It has historical precedent in the U.S. during the Civil War. I would, of course, love that to be different. And then Trump also argues that Zelensky wants to keep this gravy train going, that he benefits in some way. The accusation implies that Zelensky is personally absconding from, or I guess living a life of luxury because of the aid that Ukraine is getting. There doesn't seem to be any evidence of that. The aid is closely monitored. Funds are directed to the military, to humanitarian and economic support. If someone wants to come forward and say Zelensky's using this stuff for self-enrichment, then I would, of course, look at it. The guy who does use the country's resources for self-enrichment and is arguably the richest person in the world. I know that officially it's Elon, but there are those who believe, like Fareed Zakaria, that actually Putin is wealthier. We know that Putin's doing that, and yet Trump doesn't mention that, and Trump defers to Putin in absolutely every way that he can. So this is a disgusting rant. It's a disgusting rant not only because it continues to be the exact same sort of thing that we would expect from someone who prays at the altar of Putin, but it's also extraordinarily destructive because you are going to struggle to be an arbiter of peace when you have clearly already decided, I believe the aggressor is in the right. I believe the aggressor is the one who should come out on top. I believe the aggressor is the one that should get a bunch of free stuff that that they are taking by force. Meanwhile, I'm going to attack the smaller, less powerful country that is defending itself in a defensive war situation. It's what we expected. It's what MAGA told us. No, you don't have to worry. And Trump's in on it. JD Vance is in on it. They're all in on it now. What will happen with Ukraine? I hope that it's not going to end up all carved up and increasingly under the control of Russia. Right now, we are seeing increasingly that appears to be the direction things are going. I hope that it doesn't end up that way. I'm not confident it won't. I want to introduce you to an amazing tool that has helped a huge number of people reach their health goals. It is called Lumen, and it's the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath, and on the app, it'll tell you, are you burning fat or carbs, and give you tailored guidance to improve nutrition, workouts, even stress management. Your metabolism is like the engine of your body, how you turn food into fuel. And because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health can translate to many benefits, including easier weight management and improved energy levels and fitness results. It's a long list. Lumen gives you recommendations to improve metabolic health based on the context of your breath measurement, whether that's first thing in the morning, before and after meals or workouts. And you can get 20% off your Lumen by going to lumen.me/Pacman. The link is in the description.